So, everyone wants to know how much money do YouTubers actually make. I will tell you some exact values, like actual numbers. I won't be like, oh, I can't tell you because it's in the contract. There's nothing that says that. I read it over. So, for example, this is a toonie, which is $2 Canadian. For a lot of YouTubers, for every 1,000 views, that's about how much money they take home. Now, this does vary. One thing that I've seen from all of the how much money do YouTubers make videos is they all say that the amount of money you make from views varies, and it does. And so I'm going to explain to you how much money I earn from ads, how much money others earn from ads, how much you can get from sponsorships, which I have been offered many, many times. I'll give you exact numbers, so stick with me, everyone. Okay, everyone, so just to, say that I'm not BSing, I have a channel called Jacksai, which has like millions of views on it. I think it's around like 4 million or something right now, 3.5 million. And I have been getting paid from that from ads. And so I'm just gonna share my numbers with you right now. The amount of money that I make from YouTube, it does range. Now, I'll tell you my exact ranges. So it can be anywhere from, recently actually, since I started getting about 100,000 views a month or more, I've been getting somewhere around 200 to, I think I've gotten about $1,000 per month. It depends on the month. So now, for example, obviously the more views you get, the more watch time you have, the more ads appear on your whatever you call it, your video. The more ads appear before the video, more people click on them, you get more money. So, the months where I get, I think I've gotten like 500,000 views one month or 400,000 views. That was my month where I was like at $1,000 and, that's good money, right? And the months where I'm at, 100,000, I don't think I've hit under 100,000 views in like over a year. But when I'm around 100,000, I get around 200 to $300 a month. And when you flip that to Canadian, it's like almost double right now, which is not double, it's an extra 40%, but whatever. That's one of the main ways to make money from YouTube. It's the ads. Now I'll talk about, other ways to make money from YouTube. So I have been offered to make sponsored videos, which I've not accepted any of the offers because it would just take away the quality of the videos. And for example, one of them was it was a camera, it was like a Sony camera I had to talk about. And it was a decent offer. Like they would have offered me an extra $2.50 per 1,000 views. So that's pretty much more than double the ad revenue I'd get for a normal video. But they wanted me to talk about it for at least 30 seconds in a video, which it's, when I'm making a science video, it's tough to squeeze in a 30-second product placement. It's like, oh, here's Superman and, what his lasers do. By the way, here's a Sony camera. I don't know. So anyways, I've gotten sponsor rates of $2.50 per 1,000 views, and I take about 90% of that home after my network takes their 10% cut. So that's another thing I want to talk about. Multi-channel networks, they are called MCNs. I have two very different opinions on them. The one that I'm with, Creative Nation, they were called Mikos when I signed with them, or Mikos. I love them. Okay, they've been great whenever I've asked a question or had any sort of problems. They've solved it, within hours, and they've just been great. They barely take any money. They take like 10 to 5%. They give you a library full of music and stuff. This isn't sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form, by the way. But yeah, so they're an example of like a good network that I would recommend you joining. If you ever did want to join one, that is. But then there are some horrible ones. The worst one I've heard of, there's two bad ones. I've heard Fullscreen is awful, and so is Machinima. And so what they do is they promise you that they'll, grow your channel, that they'll give you sponsors, and it'll be easy, and you'll have a million subscribers in no time. That's not how it works. They have hundreds of thousands of people now, I think, under their network. Guess what? They all don't have a million subscribers. A lot of them, the vast majority, probably have under like 50,000, if I were to guess. And one of the worst parts is they take the majority of your money that you would make from YouTube. And not only do they do that, but a lot of times they'll actually write in the contract that anything you upload now is property of Machinima, and they pretty much own the channel. I don't know if it's exactly from Machinima or full screen or whatever, but I just heard bad things about some networks. So that's a financial part that I kind of just got on a tangent on. I'm very sorry. I'll try and explain a little bit more. So another obvious way to make money from YouTube is, and how much do people earn it, is just it's this site called Patreon. And pretty much, people that want to donate to a YouTube channel, like Smarter Every Day is a good example. And then there's a gaming one that earns like $500,000 a year. For example, someone will pitch $5 here for a video, someone will pitch 20, someone will pitch 10. And every time a creator uploads a video, they can make loads of money. I know that Smarter Every Day earns a ton of money every single time he uploads a video. And now this could obviously range from zero, like I think I have a Patreon page actually. Go join that if you want to. I think that ranges from like $0 per video to some people can make thousands of dollars per video from Patreon. Another stream of revenue from YouTube that people get, I like to think of Philip DeFranco. He's like the cornerstone, the guy that kind of started this next trend, is making your own side business through YouTube. And so what he does is he will sell, posters, shirts, products. I know that some people sell like their own game loot and stuff like that, or loot box or loot crate, I think it's called. And that's a very, very big way to make money. If you can do that properly, that's probably your #1 stream of income. And so breaking down those numbers, I've sold t-shirts before. I've actually sold a decent amount through my channel. Well, not a decent amount. I've sold like 25 or 30 or something. It's not very much, but you make like $5 a shirt on a big channel that can sell tens, maybe 100 shirts a day. You get that's a lot of money. That's that could be $500 a day for just selling shirts or less. So that's another way to make money, just selling your own product through your channel. Yeah, so going back to the sponsorships, I have one more thing I want to include there. So channels like beauty channels, they get way more sponsorship money than I've ever seen in my freaking life. If they use a product on one of their channels, they can get, $10 per 1,000 views. They can just straight up get like $500 just for making a video with the product. They get a lot of different deals. Meanwhile, someone like me has to do like technology reviews. If I want money and I would barely get paid anything for that. And lastly, different kinds of channels get different kinds of ad rates. So one of the biggest ad rates actually is education channels. So I'm kind of lucky. I'm like a science education channel, so I get a pretty good ad rate. Mine's usually from $2. Mine's gone up to like $4 at some points per 1,000 views. So it depends. Education gets a lot. Khan Academy can get way, like all of his CPMs, cost per mile. So how much you get paid per 1,000 views. His can be like 14 or more. He's ridiculous. And gaming channels, they get under $1 for 1,000 views, unless you're like a big one like PewDiePie or something with specialized ads. So it's a very big complex system of money in YouTube, but hopefully that kind of explained a little bit of the financial stuff around it. And as someone who has made money from YouTube and other online sources, it's a very cool way to make money. I can make one video a month. For example, I can spend 8 hours on a video and for 1 month, and it'll bring home like $250. I'll get $250, $300 for a month. And sometimes, I'll upload 2 or 3 videos and I'll get close to $1,000 for a month. That's happened. So it all depends. It's a very cool way to make money. And if you're at all interested or have any more questions about, YouTube money or anything like that, just leave a comment below and I'll try and answer it in my next YouTube video. So anyways, thank you very much for listening to me ramble. If you want this in a podcast form, go check it out on iTunes. The link's in the description below. If you want to listen to it in your car or in your phone or whatever, go check it out there. And go check out my channel, Jaxai, if you want to see how I make money from YouTube, because this channel is relatively new and Jaxai has millions of views. So go check it out. It'll be somewhere around here, the link. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.